Hey guys, wanted to make a quick little video here before patch 10.2.7 gets released, just in case some of this information that I am kind of throwing out there ends up being true. So, back during the Shadowlands expansion, there was the accusations that the jailer was playing a 1000 IQ chess game. And Taliesin and Nevatel actually released a video that kind of outlined the plan, his 1000 IQ chess game, which ultimately resulted in him just having a lot of time and a lot of pieces that he could use. Something that I kind of was thinking about recently was something else that kind of stemmed from Taliesin and Nevatel video was that N'Zoth was kind of done dirty. If that was done on purpose due to N'Zoth's doing. So we do see in the end cinematic during the final encounter with N'Zoth, he's actually able to mind control all the different members of the raid, and it does seem like he has some sort of abilities to see different outcomes, so can see different futures. So, in Battle for Azeroth, he was able to bring Ny'alotha back to Azeroth, and it was beat relatively pretty easily. So my thought process is, what if that was actually on purpose? So in Dragonflight, we actually do time travel in one of the quests, where we go back to the Black Empire. And in that quest, you do see N'Zoth. So therefore, N'Zoth for sure knows who you are. Some people even still have the N'Zoth, like myself. I'm my main from that expansion. So he now knows who we are, and he would be able to have seen everything that we have done up until that point. Therefore, he knows that in that particular timeline that we have come back from, we have beaten him. So then, again, from a different video from Taliesin and Nevatel, they discuss that the Xal'atath blade from Legion in the Priest Order Hall, actually it is showing that it possibly came from a claw from Y'Shaarj, and they put forth the idea that what if Y'Shaarj had transferred some of his consciousness into that blade, therefore that would make Xal'atath be Y'Shaarj, possibly. Now, I don't fully recall where I first heard the information from, but I remember hearing that all the different during the Black Empire, before the Titans arrived, it was kind of every old god for themselves. But that's something that's being told to us by the Titans. So what if it actually wasn't every old god for themselves? Or at least my thought process is, what if N'Zoth, who's seen as the weakest, was actually working with Y'Shaarj, who's being seen as the strongest? So if this were the case, then N'Zoth knows that we know Xal'atath, who's actually Y'Shaarj. N'Zoth then knows that if he helps them, he helps her, which can lead to Y'Shaarj returning, even though maybe it costs his own death. So through this, N'Zoth then confirm in Dragonflight which outcome of events could lead to the Dragon Isles being reawakened. Now that he knows, okay, if you kind of view it as, here is a timeline, here's the timeline our branches, we know that if we get to this point, so if you see it as, say, a number chart, 1 to 100, 1 is beginning, 100 is the ending. If he knows that he has to get this timeline to, say, point 30, spot 30, to get Dragonhouse to reawaken, he now knows from there, like, what path to take to get to there. So now he's got less futures that he has to see, because anything that didn't verge into that spot, he can ignore. And then through Season of Discovery, it does seem like Xal'atath has some sort of time travel ability. Maybe only the ability to go backwards. Maybe she can go forward. That part's unclear. But if we just focus on she can go backwards in time, whether that's actually her traveling back in time or sending consciousness, whichever. It's also possible she can go back to the Black Empire and actually convene with N'Zoth, let her know, hey, I'm actually Y'Shaarj, and could then be helping with N'Zoth kind of narrow down the timelines even further. So then N'Zoth knows to scan based on where she is currently to make a deal with Iridikron. So now scan the possible timelines to get to Iridikron. Helps guide her even further. N'Zoth can then scan more paths. We know the patch that drops tomorrow in NA 10.2.7 is Blackheart. We know that Iridikron, it seems like Iridikron and Xal'atath have the Blackheart, so N'Zoth scan the different timelines even further. He knows that he needs to find a timeline where he gets that. Then this could help N'Zoth be able to see the exact pathway, exact timeline needed to get Xal'atath to end up being able to be reborn as Y'Shaarj. So, bit of a prediction that I have for World Source Saga. I feel like N'Zoth is going to help get Xal'atath to the exact point she needs to be able to beat the Titans. But because of how Iridikron wants that glory, that revenge for himself, he is going to actually break the timeline, alter the timeline that N'Zoth has been put in motion, and this actually helps be supporters. This is why I have this up. It's one of the novels, The War of the Ancients, and its aftermath, slightly altered by the time travel. So this suggests that even though N'Zoth is, say, 100% sure this is the particular path that we need for things to go according to plan, there is still the possibility that Iridikron could alter that. And he will then try to stop it. So I then believe that this will result in some sort of war, which will play out, whether it's end of War Within or during Midnight, whichever it is. Most likely that'll kind of be during the Midnight, which will conclude with only Azeroth's World Soul, and maybe someone like, say, Sargeras, who currently we believe is being trapped and held prisoner by Illidan for the last Titan expansion, and then possibly the last Titan expansion would be more so us trying to make sure that Sargeras doesn't end up destroying, releasing prematurely, most likely destroying the Azeroth World Soul. And I think that it would end up resulting in the Midnight expansion, or the last Titan expansion, would end up having its ending be that Sargeras gets defeated, Azeroth is born, whether that's whatever sort of form. I think it'd be some sort of non-destructive form for the sake of moving forward. And then I believe that the next expansion after that would possibly be the if it's not a world reset, like another revamp, it would be the Azeroth world soul, maybe removing the Western Storms, and we finally get to go to the other side of Azeroth for an expansion or two. So yeah, hopefully this does kind of make sense. It sounded a lot better in my head prior to actually saying it out loud, and hopefully people watch this and think it's pretty good, and yeah, let me know what you think. Bye guys.